There is no doubt about it. The economic times we live in today just continue to change. With the price of goods and services constantly going up, combined with salaries and job security that are constantly going down, it's getting more and more difficult to even afford the necessities, much less everything else that we need money to do. As a result, cutting unnecessary spending has become a new way of life. But for whatever reason, most people fail to consider the one area of spending that could give the most significant savings to them. And no, I'm not talking about giving up dinner and a movie or any of the fun things that you like to do. In fact, I guarantee that the money you're spending here, you've never considered this a fun thing to do. And that's because what I'm talking about here is all the money that is spent month after month and year after year on all the insurance that we buy. Now, it's no secret that everybody pretty much hates insurance and would rather spend their money on anything else but that. But regardless of how true that may be, the simple facts are that nowadays you can't live without insurance, particularly since health care like automobile insurance and who knows what's next is now mandated by law. And there's a funny thing about insurance, in that it's the only product that you spend lots and lots of money to buy, then you pray like crazy that you never ever have to use it. Because if you do, it's guaranteed to go up in price. But the real aggravation comes when you realize that you could have been paying much, much less for all those high-price insurance premiums that you pay throughout the year. And then, when you take in consideration all of the insurance that you buy, you could be spending some serious money here. Unfortunately, though, most people still find insurance to be complicated and confusing and would rather avoid the whole insurance discussion at all cost. But cost it does. And just like everything else, the price you're paying for insurance is going up every single day unless you do something about it. But this is where we can help. And the first thing to do, take a quick look at what insurance you may have. Take, for example, your homeowner's insurance. The first way to save money here would be to make sure your credit score is in good shape, because good credit can make a difference in the cost. Another good way to save money on your homeowner's insurance is with a discount for your home security system. Because not only will it provide the protection that you and your family deserve, but depending on your service, it can help protect the structure as well. And you want to make sure that your home is insured for the replacement value, not to be confused with the appraised or the market value of your home. This would be the amount that it would cost today to replace your home if it were totally destroyed. Now, when it comes to auto insurance, don't let anyone fool you. It does take more than 15 minutes to save money on auto insurance. It takes a good driving record as well. So, keep yours in good shape and make sure that you know what's on it. And always make sure that your limits of liability are high enough to cover you sufficiently, because any claim that exceeds the limits of liability is going to be all yours to pay. If you add a motorcycle or ATV as part of your auto insurance, you should be able to qualify for multi-policy discounts, and that can save you money here. Also, securing your motorcycle with locking devices or equipping it with an alarm or tracking device can be a discount too. And don't forget all the gear and accessories that you may have added later, because all of this can be covered as well. Insuring your boat or watercraft is always a good idea, but unlike your auto policy, liability insurance on your boat is not mandated by law. But accidents do happen on the road as well as in the water, so make sure your boat has liability insurance in the water too. And here too, don't forget to include the gear and accessories that you may have added later, because they can be protected as well. If you're thinking about an RV, your home on wheels, you'll find that the insurance is just that. It's a combination of automobile and homeowner's insurance combined. So they're not quite the same, but that's okay. And depending on your usage, it's easy to save money on RV insurance by simply reducing the coverage when it's off-road and out of use. Now, so far, all I've mentioned are the fun things to insure, but what about the more important things, like maybe your life? Not sure if you need life insurance? Well, let me tell you who does. That would be anyone that loves their family and wants to provide an income for them in case they die. If that's you, then you need life insurance. And what kind you need is simple: term insurance with living benefits. It's new and revolutionary because it will pay out prior to death to treat certain illnesses. The concept of living benefits life insurance has so impacted the industry that it has become known as the new kind of life insurance. Any policy without living benefits is, of course, the old kind. And since only 1% of the policies out there are of the new kind, guess what? You've definitely got the old kind. And then there is health insurance under the new Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare. What was proposed to be a simplified system has thus far proven to be anything but. And to understand everything that you need to know about the individual mandate, you are going to need help. Long-term disability insurance is always a good idea because what if you are injured and can't work? And when it comes to disability insurance, there are only two main questions to ask: how much does it pay, and for how long does it pay it? And last but not least, you may want to consider a personal umbrella insurance policy that will cover the cost of claims that are over and above the limits of liability that are included in your automobile or your homeowner's insurance policy. Now that's a lot of insurance for just regular folks, now isn't it? But if you also happen to be in business for yourself, then you are sure to be looking at a whole lot more. For starters, you may need general liability, workman's compensation, commercial property, product liability, commercial auto, and the list goes on. So yes, insurance is a really big deal, and most people are spending too much money for it. But to figure out all of this insurance stuff, it really boils down to just three questions. How much insurance do you really need? How much should it cost? And where should you buy it? The first thought that most people have is to jump online and just figure it all out for themselves. If that's you, great, because some of our best customers were people who tried that first, became completely overwhelmed, and then gave us a call. Another way to figure it all out may be to call your insurance agent, or should I say agents, because most agents offer one product or another, but not all the rest. Now that doesn't sound like customer service to me. It sounds a whole lot more like consumer confusion, but that is typically the way insurance is sold. So what do you do to make sense of what could be considered complicated, confusing, frustrating, mind-numbing insurance stuff? Well, before you panic and give up on the whole thing again, trust me, there is a simple solution. In fact, there is what we call a preferred financial solution. It's a service we provide through a system that we developed that allows us to quickly and effectively evaluate your specific insurance needs, make reliable coverage recommendations, thoroughly shop the industry for competitive pricing, insist on highly rated insurance companies, qualify you for multi-policy discounts, and once issued, review all policies at renewal for best price and coverage. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But actually, it's no problem at all, because we've made it easy for you. All you have to do is fill out the online form and hit submit. And we do all the rest. But for those of you who are not convinced and still want to go at it the hard way, there is one more thing I can offer you. What if I could show you how to make the insurance you buy 100% tax deductible? I thought that might get your attention, because that can seriously change your financial picture for the good. So fill out the form and let us run an analysis for you, and you will be glad that you did.